Hello, welcome to Ruby Reads. Today we are going to read The Secret Zoo by Brian Chick. Chapter 1, The Beginning. October 23rd. Missing. Nora scooped up the paper and read the word a second time. He walked the rest of his street with his eyes fixed on the grainy black and white photograph of his sister and the word that had haunted him for 3 weeks. Missing. Until recently, he had associated the word with minor misplaced things like his keys or his basketball glove or his baseball glove, but now it describes his sister. On her way to a piano lesson 3 weeks earlier, Megan had stepped off the porch and walked down the street and never been seen again. She simply disappeared. In the first days after her disappearance, she was all anyone could think about. Her picture was posted on every store front window and telephone pole. With 100 miles, country residents had united to scoured deep woods and walked door to door in distant communities, hoping someone had seen her. Their search spanned days, weeks, but after 3 weeks, there was still no sign of Megan. And though no one said the words, people clearly had given up. Determined to find his sister, Noah began his own search and called upon his two best friends, Ella and Richie, to help him. For most of their lives, Ella, Richie, Megan, and Noah had been members of a club called Action Scouts. Their club was like most others. They had a name, secret password, and private meetings. What made the Action Scouts special was that it was their club based on their unique friendship, so powerful, inspirable, and Noah, Ella, and Richie hoped this would bring Megan home. It didn't. Now, 3 weeks after Megan's disappearance, Noah found himself gazing at her picture as he walked across his backyard. Minutes ago, he'd found the flyer in the street. It had probably blown off a telephone pole. "Meg, where are you?" he whispered. The wind snapped the edges of the flyer. Noah gave it a final look and stuffed it into his pocket. He stopped in front of the big oak tree in his backyard, nailed to it was a weather-beaten sign with fading paint. He made it years ago with Megan, Ella, and Richie. The sign read, "You are now entering Fort Scout. Do not enter." It might as well have read, "Welcome, now go away." He stared high into the trees. 20 feet above was Fort Scout, set in a triangle of tree limbs. It was the most... Mommy, I need help.
Which one? Elaborate
Tree fort he had ever seen. It had a roof, 2 doors, and 4 windows. It had 3 points of entry: a ladder, a rope, and a spiral staircase that circled the trunk and ended at a hole in the floor. Long rope bridges. Noah climbed the stairs and stepped into the fort. His footsteps thumped on the wooden planks. The fort was filled with stuffed tables and chairs and games and jackets. A pile of equipment lay on one of the tables. Tools, batteries, and strange electrical objects that looked like metal bugs. These belonged to Richie, a whiz with gadgets. He was always working on what he claimed high-tech spy equipment. Noah stared out the window at the empty gray sky. He heard nothing but sounds of wind. He headed across one of the rope bridges toward the lookout platform. The bridge creaked and swayed on the platform. He looked towards the Clarksville City Zoo. 2 elephants, a giraffe, and a tiger were in his view, sleeping in their compounds, but mostly the zoo looked empty and sad. Looking down on the zoo from the height of the platform made Noah think of the night Megan had the instant she'd spotted monkeys on the rooftops. He remembered standing beside her, scanning the darkness for a sign of anything unusual. He'd seen nothing, certainly no runaway zoo animals. From that night until the day she disappeared, Megan had acted differently. She had been so distant and Mommy?
And preoccupied?
And preoccupied. Like a person with a secret. Sometimes Noah had weird thoughts. Sometimes he wondered if the zoo had something to do with her disappearance. Megan, after all, had claimed she'd spotted animals escaping. Maybe she had. Worse, maybe she wasn't supposed to. Perhaps she put herself in some kind of danger just by seeing them. Could the animals have come for her, kidnapped her because something bad was going on at the zoo? These were ridiculous ideas, and Noah knew it. He was stressed, and the stress was making him think crazy things. Still, if these ideas were so crazy, why did they keep coming back? Noah looked away from the zoo. He wondered where Megan was, if she was okay, and whether she'd ever make it home. He bumped his toe on the short flagpole that lay on the platform. The flag was red with large white letters A and S. He picked it up and held it in the air. The Action Scouts distress flag, he muttered. 2 years earlier, Richie's grandfather, an Army veteran, had given the kids the idea of making distress flags. He had said that if the Scouts become separated, they'd need a way to communicate. Trouble and the distress flags had been his answer. He talked to Richie's grandmother into making one for each of the children and one for Fort Scout. Noah flitted the pole into a spot in the tree. The flag waved and the A and S rippled in the breeze. He looked across his yard and into the street. A part of him hoped Ella and Richie would see the flag and come running. If not Ella and Richie, then anyone who could help him get back his sister and his old life. Noah waited almost half an hour. No one came. Finally, the cold got the best of him. He climbed down from Fort Scout, entered the house, and went to bed early. As he lay beneath the covers, he imagined Megan, her warm smile, and her sisterly love. Eventually, he drifted to sleep. Shortly before midnight, he woke to a tap, tap, tap on his bedroom window. That's it for today. You will do chapter 2 another day. Bye.